Hello and welcome to another episode of the Roach Koach podcast, the journey to create the new metal canon. My name is Lauren Kozlowski. With me, as always, the original Roach Rider, Mr. Matt Nas.
Keep it rolling, baby.
There we go. Matt, side project summer is still happening.
Dude, sun's out, buns out is the way I've been living lately. What are we
Absolutely.
talking about? It was 90 degrees yesterday.
It was so hot today that I walked outside at work and I felt the heat and I said, this is absurd. This is absurd. This is
I thought
silly.
we were over this.
I said, this is silly. Why are we doing this?
Why?
And I went back inside because that's where my desk is. And
Oh,
yeah,
good place for it.
I
Good
keep it
place
in, I keep it inside the building as opposed to outside. Some people they do it a little different.
That's the Roach Coach promise.
Yes, I'm a little
All desks inside.
inside. And you know what? And someone has pointed out that summer does not end until almost the end of September. So we're fine. We're taking it.
Great.
We're taking it. We're going to take it to the wire. Absolutely. The
Oh,
Sci-Fi
yeah,
Project
yeah,
Summer
yeah.
continues, and it continues now as picked by our wonderful Patreon patrons at patreon.com/RoachCoachPodcast. They said do the side projects of one Chino Moreno, and today we're doing another one. That's right, folks. We're talking about the album Palms by
Ooh.
the band Palms.
Now, you lifted it up for me to see. You have a physical copy of that CD right there.
Matt, I got a physical copy here. I picked it up from the Exchange in beautiful Indianapolis, Indiana. I got it for a sweet $8.
Great price.
Digipack. The front cover of this album, we have the water down here. You have what I only can assume is island shore, perhaps a peninsula. For sure, I'm getting tropics vibes.
Oh,
That's what I'm getting.
this feels like a little Hawaii action.
Yeah, but it's that perfect heat. You know, you're not you can sit there and the breeze hits you and it's just right.
Yeah.
It's not heat you're mad at, but also it's vacation heat.
Yeah. It's
You know,
island heat,
island
biggie.
heat. Yeah. And that's the vibe you get from this front cover here. You also have a bit of sun, I believe is sun peeking through, and then you have this space which I realized looking at this album cover the other night can be a little ominous. It can give you a little bit of a Godzilla Kong Island vibe over
Definitely
here.
did because the kind of how the sun is shining through
Yeah,
makes like a shadow that looks a little Godzilla-ish
little
and
Godzilla-ish.
or
Kong. This is more of a Kong vibe.
you getting
Kong
that
is
Kong vibe?
I'm getting more of a Kong vibe, and yeah, just more of a Kong vibe.
Well,
Godzilla.
hand me a Labatt, get me in a Gundam. I'm gonna fight King Kong.
All right. Now, Matt, interesting you say it. You brought up a beverage because when you crack it open,
Oh,
there is a guy drinking something.
looks
Bottled
like a
water.
2-liter.
It might be a 2 liter. It might be a 2 liter of.
Or a bottle of Aquafina?
You know what? I like to think it's a 2 liter of Fanta. That guy's just Fantaing up, and then
Can
and
you
then the other,
imagine?
and then the rest of the guys. I don't know if you can see this here, Matt. They're just hanging out. Like, I hope he finishes soon. I hope he
Oh,
gets.
yeah.
You know what? Maybe they're going chanting chug, 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 chug. We don't know.
What if he's
Mhm.
chugging a Fanta and they're just blaring the Venga Boys? Like the Venga bus is coming.
Good
And he's
point.
like, you know what? You got it. Glug, 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 glug. Like, I'm going to house a 2-liter of
How's
Fanta.
a 2 liter? Absolutely. You know what? And that's the type of thing that'll make you house a 2 liter. Now everyone's hearing us talk about this. They're like, what does this have to do with Chino? Well, I'll let you know. Palms.
Nothing. Jack shit.
Palms is an American post metal supergroup. They formed in 2011, Matt.
What?
That's right. They feature Chino Moreno on vocals and 3 members of the post metal band ISIS. Bassist
Mm.
Jeff Cackside, drummer Aaron Harris, and guitarist Bryant Clifford Meyer. According to Wikipedia, ISIS ends in 2010. These 3 guys, Cackside, Harris, and Meyer, they say, we want to keep making music together. So I'm assuming there was another guy in ISIS, and they were like, sick of this guy. Sick of him. So they start a new band, and Chino was apparently a longtime ISIS fan. And he said, I always dug the moods these dudes convey with their sound. I'm excited to combine my sense of creativity with theirs and to have fun doing so. It's a very natural sentence, normal thing anyone would say.
Totally normal.
Totally. So they Palms was a way for them to expand their sound beyond what ISIS could do. And Cackside said, I think a lot of people are expecting this to sound like ISIS with Chino singing. That's not what this is, because that's not exciting. And they intentionally strayed away from the compositional methods of their former band. They said, when we were writing these songs, I was coming up with ideas that I would never have presented to ISIS. I don't want to call this pop music, but it's more in that vein than anything I've ever done.
Oh
Okay.
my.
All right. Okay. So this record, self-titled, released on Epicac.
Oh shit.
Yep, June 25th, 2013. I feel like this is one of those ones where I know exactly where I was. I know exactly what I was doing in June of 2013. One thing I was not doing was listening to this album.
I guarantee.
I definitely was aware that this was coming out, and I might have peeked in, but I know this wasn't in rotation. But I was aware of it. I was aware that Chino had this. And it debuted at 55 on the Billboard 200, and according to Wikipedia, received positive reviews.
Okay.
All Music, 4 out of 5. Blabbermouth, 9 out of 10. Music Ohm, 4.5 out of 5. The Skinny, perfect score, 5 out of 5.
2013. What you bumping?
2013, June of 2013, Matt, it's Yeezus time, baby.
I knew it. Yes.
I'm listening to Yeezus, and I'm telling other people, have you
To
heard Yeezus?
listen to
To listen to Yeezus. I am foolishly looking forward to or have heard Magna Carta Holy Grail.
Okay.
You know, that's also going on at that time.
Very true. Very true.
And I'm trying to think what else. Well, no, I guess the self-titled Paramore. I know I was
Okay.
listening to that a lot.
I'm listening to Disclosure. I got that Disclosure record going a little
Mm,
bit
mhm.
because I like that single. To this day, I like that song.
Hmm.
I forget what it's called at this moment, but it's the one with Sam Smith.
Oh man, Disclosure super fan over here.
Oh,
Calm
I can't get
down.
enough.
Calm
Can't
down.
stop telling me all the track titles,
I
Matt.
know. I know. So Matt, this album was produced by Palms. This is in-house. All right. These boys got together. They said nobody outside, everybody inside. Producing this thing ourselves.
We have a desk in here. Come on.
Exactly. We don't have it outside, we have it inside. Genre tags post rock, alternative rock, post metal, shoegazing, and dream pop.
Okay.
I don't when did it become shoegazing and not shoegaze? When did
Dude,
I miss that memo?
dude. It will never be shoegazing. What the fuck?
When you
Never.
hover over it, it just links to shoegaze.
Right.
So weird.
Nobody calls it shoegazing.
Shoegazing. What?
No.
It's an activity. That's like saying, what type of band is Limp Bizkit? They're new metaling.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying.
Just say if they're new meddling.
They're new metaling. So yeah, so that's what we have to say about the reviews and about the genre tags. Listen, everybody, I just want you to buckle up, okay? Because this record is gonna knock your GD socks off.
Wait a
Uh,
second. You started this behind the scenes curtain peek telling me the same thing and then went, I don't know if I'm telling the truth on that one.
Matt, listen. When we put it up there and we said, "Hey, everybody, pick a side project, pick a guy to do the side projects," everybody chose Chino. I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought there was another side project I hadn't thought of, but I had thought of them all. And then when I had to dig in, I said, "Well, we can't do crosses 3 times."
I was fucking dude, I was so cocksure.
You
I
were
was
so
like,
sure.
it's gonna be West Borland all day. We're gonna do Crystal Machete. We've never done a bright light burns.
Black Light Burns. Yeah.
Black light burns.
Mhm.
Bright light burns. I think I
Another Matt.
confused
Another.
bright eye. Oh, it's when bright eyes and black light burns
All right, so
combine.
I just want to get this clear. So you love Disclosure, and you know all their song titles.
All of yep,
You
can't
love
stop.
Black Light Burns, and you never mess up their name.
Nope.
All right, so yeah, you're just a fan. You're just
Dude,
a big fan.
when you think of musical encyclopedias, you do think Matt Noss.
I think of you, Matt. I think
Yep.
of you, Matt. You always have it ready on the tip of your tongue. You never get it wrong. You know
Never
all the
wrong.
song titles. It helps that you have them all tattooed all over your body.
That's
like
Memento style. Yep.
Mhm. Well, we both are thinking of the same movie there. There we go. We're back on
Hey,
track.
we're locked in.
We're ready. We're ready.
And you know what, audience? You're locked in too, because this is Future Warrior by Palms. I gotta pull it down, or we're gonna play a fucking 7-minute song.
Right. I'm sorry. It's an 8-minute song, Matt. Matt, let me tell
Uh-oh.
you. Let me tell you.
Uh-oh.
Let me tell you, Matt.
Oh.
What I will tell you is that when I put this on, I was expecting it to be very sleepy. And it honestly, if you
Delivers.
it is honestly more rocking than I expected, but you
Okay.
have to go on the 8-minute ride. The 6-minute ride. You have to go on it. These are a grew in the telling type of situations as far as the instrumentation, as far as the music is concerned. Chino vocally, and we've talked about this in the past, talking about crosses and also just talking about Deftones in general. When he's on a Deftones record, Chino is at a 10. Okay. He's giving you different things for different tracks, but he'll give you a whisper Chino, screaming Chino, sensual Chino. All of those things will all exist within a Deftones record. When you get into the side projects, though, things get compartmentalized. We're dealing with crosses. It's really just sensual Chino. He's just sensualing you up, but he still has an energy to it because he's not falling asleep while he's fucking you. You know, he's still there, you know. But this Chino, sensuality gone. That ain't it, baby. This is, I would put melancholy. I don't want to say low energy because that indicates low effort, and I don't think this is a low effort situation.
No, I definitely not. Definitely not.
Definitely not. I definitely feel like these boys got together and they looked at each other and they were
There's
like,
intent.
yeah, definite intent. And I think that everybody was a fan of each other. But
Uh-oh.
this is the one. Matt, what is something, and I mean, I'm put you on the spot here. What is something that has come up in the comment section for every Deftones record after Saturday Night Wrist, every Chino side project since Saturday Night Wrist? Do you remember what it is that comes up about every song in the comments on someplace like songmeanings.com?
He doesn't yell anymore? He doesn't scream anymore?
Matt, the comment that comes up inevitably. I really think this song's about Chi. I really think this song's about Chi. I think this album's about Chi. No, you're wrong. This isn't about that. You know, when he talks about, you know, something, you know, slicing you with a razor blade, I don't think he's talking about Chi in this one, you guys. Well, I don't know. That is the search. Where is the music about Chi? Where is Chino dealing with this explicitly? And no one, and unless I'm misremembering, let me know. I don't believe it's ever really definitively said on any of the records that we've done so far, whether or not any of that stuff is really about the experience of, you know, dealing with Chi's injuries and how it's impacted their lives and how they feel about it. This record, it's about Chi. I feel like this is like undoubtedly. And the comment section largely backs me up, but there is this sense with the lyrics. So with this one, there is talk about slipping. I'll just read it. I slipped into your sight, but didn't feel anything deep inside. Then looked out through clean eyes, but didn't see anything that I liked. The closer I am, I notice something's wrong with you. The closer I am, I know there's something wrong. You destroyed it. I climbed into your mind. I didn't find anything there worthwhile. I switched back to realize I noticed something is still not right. And when you look at that on a very literal level about dealing with someone who had, you know, a traumatic brain injury, this could be a poetic way of describing how going in and seeing your friend who looks like your friend, but they're not quite your friend anymore. They're not quite the person you remember. and trying to deal with that. And how are you going to, because that's the thing. I've never heard him so, yeah. So I don't want to say he's not thoughtful, but he's like very contemplative. He's very, the vibes are, yeah, he's a little melancholy on this one. That's what I'm getting from it. And yeah, on songmeanings.com, we have to talk about, before we dive into these comments, we have to talk about a listener. His name is Tony. And I'm just put it out there. We just might have to add Tony to the genius list
What?
because Tony heard our call about the fact that we do not have dates and times anymore on songmeanings.com. And Tony sent us an email and he said, listening to the newest episode of The Pact, I found that Song Meanings switching their comment dates removes so much potential comedy. So in order to solve this, I've written a tool to restore the dates to their former glory. You can once again know if a user was taking away time from their family over Christmas to bang out a comment on a Limp Bizkit song. And then he gave us the ways in which to fix this. I have applied this to my browser. And ladies and gentlemen, we got dates. We got time.
Tony, you're straight up in the genius list.
Tony?
This is there's no vote needed.
None needed. You're in the genius list. You did it. Because let me tell you, we have since received correspondence from songmeanings.com saying, oh, you guys want those dates back? We do. Please do if you can. But Tony fixed it. Tony fixed it for us. And so I can tell you that Wolf Chun on November 17th, 2013,
Prepping for Thanksgiving Day.
at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Dude, let me just tell you a little bit about Wolfchunk. Had not gone to sleep from the night before.
8 o'clock in the morning. I know you're saying, Lauren, how do you know it's 8 a.m. now? Because this shit's in military time, son. That's right. 8 a.m. Future Warrior. The title and context with the lyrics refers to someone fighting for the future of a decaying link between two parties. The other party is to blame for this decay, it seems, as Chino jumps between the internal world of the other and himself. He comes to this conclusion. He's wistful. He's angry that the other is destroying it all. He starts to resent them, hate them even, and he wishes to let go of all this enmity. He wants to break through the membrane of silence and emptiness and go back to how things were, or at least ruminate on the past with the other to salvage whatever they can from the wreckage and rebuild, thus fighting for a future. Now, the other that I mentioned could be a variety of things. In the film clip, a woman's chasing after a man who won't look her in the eyes and just keeps running. When she catches up with him in the end, his eyes and hands catch fire and he touches her, then they teleport to some other dimension. Something like that. At face value, this could be about two people, the whole boy and girl fighting scenario, struggling in a relationship. It could also be interpreted as someone fighting themselves, the old looking in the mirror scenario, and trying to change what they've become. The other alternative could be a general reflection of the human race and how we treat the earth / each other. Who knows? Like everything, it's open to any interpretation. Great song and band. Matt, can you imagine being that lucid at 8 o'clock in the fucking morning?
No. Fuck no. I haven't been that lucid at 8 o'clock in the morning since I've taken the ACTs.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. That's wild. So that was upvoted 5 times, as it should have been. Then Sowl Sounds on October 18th, 2023 at 7:23 in the morning said, Wolfchan, wow. So the way you broke it down is pretty incredible. I offer a third scenario.
Here we go.
As I recently saw an interview where someone said that every song in this album is actually all about Chi being in a coma and what Chino was struggling with internally and even externally as his friend and bandmate lie in a coma right after the White Pony album catapulted them into stardom. Timeline there's a little screwy. So when I add that context to your breakdown, I am like completely taken aback at how much it makes sense. And then he goes through and just line by line breaks it all down. And he says at the end, so Wolfchan, thank you for the way you broke down the lyrics because I think you hit it right on the nose. Very impressive. And then Meetin J81, June 25th, 2013. This is at 1952. So that's is that 4 o'clock? 4 on the guy. I don't know military time. I'm no good. I'm no good with that. I'm sorry.
Wait, what was the time?
1952.
Okay, so that's 7. 52.
7. Okay, 7 in the afternoon, 7 in the evening. This comment makes more sense. He says, "Oh, I really fucking love this song. I love the whole album. I love Chino's voice and his soul that I can hear in palms. ISIS is also one of my favorite bands of all time. So this combination is so fucking amazing. I hope that you guys come to Holland. Kisses, kisses."
Kisses, kisses.
Yep. And then I Hate God,
There he is.
August 8th, 2013 at 5:51 in the morning. Great band. Chino is so dope. This dude, high out of his fucking mind.
Truly, this is a bunch of people that have been doing copious amounts of drugs
And
and
listening
then
to this
just fucking driving or sitting and just listen to this on repeat.
on repeat, just looping it. Just loop. Not the album, just the song. Just looping
Oh,
the song.
can we just for a moment go back to the beginning of this song and how I expected to hear it break into Highway to the Danger Zone because it sounds exactly like Fault in the Myers Top Gun beginning.
Oh yeah. It definitely is right there. I agree
But
with you, Matt.
here we
You
go.
get hmm
And then they're like getting the F-16 out,
hmm
and then
It's funny. I had one relationship with that song and with the original Top Gun, which I saw in college and thought was pretty mid. And kind of just was like, yeah, I like Tom Cruise movies, but I'm like a Mission Impossible guy. I'm a Jack Reacher guy. I'm not really this Top Gun. I don't care. And then Top Gun Maverick came out, and I was like, now we're talking.
yeah,
Now we're talking.
yeah. I would say this is where my age on you and when I saw it
hmm
is a thing
hmm
because up until that point, most movies about fighter pilots were really, really, really bad. And that one was just good enough that it was like, oh, this is the best.
hmm
But on also, it's my wife's favorite movie.
Oh, interesting.
Well, when she was a kid, like she
hmm
wanted to
hmm
join the Navy and be a fighter pilot.
Oh,
Like she
wow.
thought that would be awesome.
Okay.
And who could fault her after watching Top Gun?
Sure.
But upon rewatch, boy, that movie like sand through your hand and how it holds up.
Yeah.
Not
hmm
good.
Yeah. But Top Gun Maverick,
Great fun.
incredible. Incredible. Incredible.
I love that at the beginning he's going faster than any person has any right to go in the world. And it's just, one wrong move and you're dead, Maverick. He's like, I gotta push it.
I gotta do it. I gotta do it. That's how he does. That's how he lives his life. Yeah. So this is a very dreamy open and really let me know what I was in store for. I
Yeah,
will. Yeah.
I thought real masturbating at the edge of a cliff music.
Okay. Not where I went, but okay.
I mean, you're just there. You're in a trench coat.
Oh,
You're-
thank God they're dressed. At least. Oh, Matt, you broke yourself on that one.
It's just a hilarious image to me that it's just you got like this rolling in the background, this and just cranking it.
All right. That's a visual, everybody. You're never going to get out of your head. You basically heard the description of the Future Warrior music video in that one comment. Basically, that's how I would have described it as well. So, yeah. Also, that's a video that I also had to. I just kind of clicked through that one. I was like, I'm not sitting through 7 minutes of this woman swimming and then slowly following a guy who I know will eventually have eyes on fire. I just got to wait for it. I'm like, listen, I'm a busy man. I don't have
Just
time.
get me to the good part.
Give me to the part with the flaming eyes, please and thank you. So
But they
yes,
weren't flames, they were Celsius cans.
if only.
If only.
If only. All right. So we know what we're in. We know what we're in for. So let's do this next one. It's called Patagonia. Matt,
Uh-oh.
Matt. I
Uh-oh.
I know you had posited this idea that this is music for masturbating off a cliff while wearing a trench coat.
Mhm.
I'm gonna pivot from that slightly. All right. I'm not disrespecting your point of view. I'm just
I
pivoting
appreciate
a
that.
little bit away from it.
I appreciate it.
I believe that you are on the right track with this idea of a person perhaps with not a lot of clothes on or wearing a jacket over nothing at all. But I believe that there's more of a chance of an altered state, perhaps some
Mm,
substances. And at first, my
yeah.
first thought when I was doing my dinner listen was like, are we getting just like the biggest blunt you ever seen? And I was like, no, that's not the vibe here. This,
Not the
this,
vibe.
the vibe here is you are taking like a bag of mushrooms out to the salt flats, all right? You know, where you can look out and see the horizon line and see maybe can I bond with the ionosphere? Can I transcend to another universe briefly and see what's going on over there before I come back down to earth with the squares? Can I transcend? That's the vibe I get. I'm getting a mescaline vibe. I'm getting a mushrooms vibe. Getting an acid vibe from this music more than anything else. Now, I will say that I don't generally listen to psychedelic rock music. And I know there's probably some psych rock heads who are like, Lauren, this ain't wacky enough. But this is the vibe I'm getting. Because I would say that this is for somebody who's not looking to get wacky on the psychedelics. This is for somebody who's I'd really like it if my hand moved in front of my face, but my soul stayed in the one space as I slowly drifted out of my body. Kind of like in that one movie where was it when I think it's happened in the Doctor Strange movie where he gets punched and he like gets punched out and his astral body
Yeah.
comes out. Yeah. Shit like that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I was thinking ripped through a bottle of tequila and is now in a hot tub. So
Mm.
you just feel like fucking crazy. It's
Mhm.
like you're drunk, so you could have trails,
Right.
but you're also like in a pool, so it's like you're one with something. But
Yeah.
yeah,
It's like
it's
where does my body end and the water begin?
and it's a outdoor hot tub and it's the middle of the night and it's in a
Mm.
place where you can actually see stars.
Mhm.
So now the
Yep.
galaxy's unfolding in front of you.
Right.
Definitely, yeah, and then you're just fucking jerking it. You're just fucking
God damn it. I was getting away from this.
just ripping it in the
Jesus Christ. Yeah,
yeah,
the
buddy, the problem is I don't know if it's working for me, and the reason why I don't think it's working for me is the mix right on this fucking record? It doesn't sound right. Chino's vocals aren't distorted enough?
oh, there's no he's not distorting. He's if anything it's clearer than ever. He's not putting a lot of yeah, it's very
Yeah, and
clear right to you.
the music itself is, like, kinda begging for that in my head. Now, they made the artistic choice, and it is their choice, and this
It's
is
there is so much on this record, and if you decide to listen to it in whole, totally up to you. But where you will be sitting there and you will be thinking about a explosions in the sky record, you'll be thinking about
yeah,
like ohms or something like that, where you know on those it's like a build, 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 build explosion. And
right.
instead, they don't quite ever give you that. Chino never really goes wild. He keeps it right around a five. And that's it all seems as a choice. They want to keep it right there, even keel. Like you're vibing. You're never going above the vibe. You're right there on the vibe line. A thing I just made up, the vibe line. So
It's
I mean,
now a
it's like
fact. It's now a
it's
fact.
it's now a fact, the vibe
Big
line.
I have a big cue to that then.
Yeah.
Is this musical equivalent to the mine ride at Cedar Point to be even more hyper regionalized?
Matt, the mine ride, my beloved mine ride.
I love the mine
I
ride, don't get
love
me
the mine ride.
wrong.
I wouldn't put this as the mine ride because the mine ride can still deliver some thrills and some chills.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe it's just the first hill of the mine ride where you think you're gonna go for a drop and it just dips.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. I'm trying to think of what an equivalent, maybe the mine ride is right because the mine, but I don't know. The mine ride still thrills and chills, thrills and chills. And here's the other thing that's great about the mine ride. If you haven't been to Cedar Point, it's America's roller coaster. And
Sandusky, Ohio.
Sandusky, Ohio, it's got the most roller coasters of any place in, I believe, the world.
They keep vying for it. They
They
lose it, they get it back.
yeah,
They keep it for a while, they lose it.
yeah. Listen, the last time I went there with Ronan, and for some reason they closed half of the food spots, and so all the lines were insane for food. Lines for everything else, pretty much what you would expect, but the food lines
Insane.
make you lose your mind. But I will tell you, the mine ride, the team
Delivers.
that's been running the mine ride 20, 30 years, 40 years, that line moves. I've never stood in the mine ride and been like, "Why is this taking forever?" You are moving. Boom, 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 you're on.
Yeah.
And it delivers. It's great. Thank you for reminding me of the mine ride.
Hey, buddy, that's what I'm
One
here for.
one of the best.
Songmeanings.com. You were
Matt,
saying?
Matt, there's only one comment. It's from Dalian 2128, who posted on April 27th, 2014 at 7:06 in the evening. This all sounds like Doctor Who references.
You big Who guy?
Not at all.
Me neither. Never grabbed me.
Never
I
been
have
in.
tried, and every time I watch it, I'm like, and I've even had the Doctor Who fans be like, well, you should start with this episode. And I start with that episode, and I'm like, maybe it's just not for me, and that's okay. You know what I mean?
Matt, I believe in a way that there's a lot of different sci-fi out there in the world, okay?
Mm,
And I believe that what happens is early on in your childhood, you get you get attached to one of them. And maybe you'll dabble in the others, but that main one you get to first, it's really going to impact you, is going to be the one that's always going to stick with you. So I grew up in a Star Trek family. So
yep.
Star
Okay.
Trek's always going to be number 1 for me. And I've obviously seen Star Wars. I had Star Wars sheets as a kid. Affection for Star Wars,
Absolutely.
but Star Wars is no Star Trek in
I'm
my
no
opinion.
I'm no Star Wars guy either.
Yeah.
This is where I'm gonna break everybody's brain.
Mm.
The science fiction movie I saw and fell in love with is a fucking terrible movie called The Black Hole.
Oh, I remember the black hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved the two robots in the black hole.
Mhm.
Vincent and I can't remember the other one. The one that is junk. And Maximilian was the evil robot. And boy, I thought that movie was great. And I have rewatched it, and it is anything but. But my love of it as a kid kind
Mhm.
of tempered my love for Star Trek and Star Wars. So I didn't really dive deep. And then He Man happened, and it was like, well, I don't need anything except He Man.
There
So,
you go. There you go.
but I
Yeah.
will say, Wrath of Khan is
Mhm.
the fucking best ever.
Incredible. Incredible.
And
And,
then Aliens above all.
oh, well, there you go. Yeah,
Aliens number one sci-fi movie of all time, in my opinion.
man, Aliens is a perfect film.
It's fucking amazing.
Perfect film. Perfect film. I would say, yeah, yeah, I've been a Star Trek guy for a really long time, so I don't watch all the Star Treks, but
Don't need to.
anytime I see one, it's kinda like going home.
I
They
get it.
still it's funny is that as we watch the Star Wars franchise flail, we've really gone off track here, but you've heard the record, you know why. So, while I watch the Star Wars franchise just like flail, because it seems like they don't really know what to do, Star Trek, they know there's a core they can get back to. There's a general principle they can get back
Abs-
to.
Absolutely. They have it. It is perfectly aligned. You have pure emotion in McCoy. You have pure logic in Spock, and then you've got the hybrid in Kirk.
Mhm,
And you can make those three any you can put any character that you want in those roles, but that dichotomy, that thing, them working back and forth, that shift,
mhm.
as long as it's played real, you believe everything else because
Right.
it's a true reaction to this world around them. Star Trek to me was always about people. Star Wars is about mythology.
Mhm. Yeah.
And it's like it's different.
Yeah.
Yes, Star Wars has tons of it's about people too, but like this force is laid upon everything,
Mhm.
which is mythology.
Right.
There you go. Light me up in the comments.
There you go, Matt. I mean, the other thing also is that with Star Trek is that they showed that they could just keep making it about people traveling. It's not the same people. You know, like
Mhm.
crew after crew after crew. I mean, they love to come back and try to reboot the original crew, which they've done, but in general, we're moving forward. There's
Yeah.
always like a new group of people with a new different dynamic, always moving forward. And yeah, with Star Wars, they just seem to be stuck in this rut where they're just like, remember Yoda, remember the Skywalkers, remember this, and it's just like we do. Anybody else live in this galaxy? I know it's far away, but it seems like it's like eight guys. Like eight
Right.
guys. Yeah, they're all
It's not a
related.
very vast galaxy.
No, everything's related, everybody knows each other, and it's yeah, mix it up a little bit, you know? It would be like yeah. I mean, that's the thing is that especially when you get into Next Generation, man, they reference the early stuff a few times, but then, you know, they get their shit together and they're doing their own thing. And anyway, that's my critique of the Star
I don't know,
Wars.
but watching Wesley and Picard and that Geordi, Data, like they keep these character types so tight in that
Mhm,
show
mhm,
that again, it's just their reaction to the world. Like you buy because they focus on character first,
mhm.
you buy it instead of oh, the Force and then oh, the mythology. And don't you want to know what fucking Yoda's dad was like? It's no, I
No,
don't.
I don't care.
That,
Yeah.
and honestly, you could say this about Marvel. We're really digressing, but it's like, but maybe it does tie into poems in a kind of a strange way. Whereas sometimes I don't need all the other stories. Sometimes it's better in my imagination. Sometimes
Mhm,
it's just, you know what? I'm going to create a better world inside of my head for me that I really don't need an answer to the question. Maybe I didn't need Chino to make a full on shoegaze record. Maybe I just want Deftones and that's okay.
mhm.
Can it talk over? All right, wrap it
Alright.
up.
Alright, Matt. Up next, we've got Mission Sunset.
The sun is rising. It's like a construction site. There's sparks from like welding. But underneath the guy who's welding is a man straight jacking his off.
Damn it, Matt. God.
It's fuck, dude. I don't like it. Period. It is not that it's bad, but it's not the
It's the
type of
problem.
excellent I'm looking. You know what? Like,
It's just a touch too uninteresting. It is a step removed from either really ripping it up, really going for those guitar lines, and yeah, they're just it's a holdback. And Chino's also deciding to be restrained vocally,
yeah,
and
which
so
is
yeah,
really impacting. Like, I don't believe you. I have 100 different bands that do this better.
it's just very strange. And then on top of that, they're like, this one's 10 minutes long, so settle in,
Yeah, too
settle in.
much.
So yeah, I wrote in my notes that this one is very snoozy. I said I hate to be one of those guys, but this one really has to be about you. When you get into these lyrics, you know, I looked through your frame and watched death go by. I moved towards her gaze, catch it by surprise. Like this, there's just so much in here that you can't not see it. And I mean, listen, Chino can walk in here and say, these songs aren't about chi. And I'll be like, how did you get in here? Also, holy shit, come on the show. But I mean, it would be this is what I'm feeling right now with this record. And it's honestly yeah melancholy almost mournful tone. Now I will say that everyone agrees with you and me, Matt. In her eyes with a Z,
Love
uh,
it.
on April 13th 2014, and I believe this would have been 6:30 in the evening, they said one of the best songs on this album. I'm gonna say it, I disagree.
Disagree.
I disagree. I disagree. Matt, let's just keep it going, buddy.
Yep.
Up next, we
Let's-
got short wave radio.
Wild that you said explosions in the sky because, yeah, I hear it. I
Mhm.
hear it pretty big. And then, the funny thing is, I hear explosions in the sky and I never think, you know what this needs? Vocals. I don't think that really ever with explosions in the sky.
Matt, are you saying that this would be better without the vocals?
I would say that this is a case where our boy isn't adding anything to this music.
Mm.
And that
Mm.
really is wild because I would say Chino's voice is the secret sauce to Deftones.
Mhm.
He is the X factor in a lot of ways. Like,
Mhm.
besides having a rock solid fucking band that
Right.
shreds and destroys.
Mhm.
But what takes it? You got great musicianship, and what's that little extra bump? Chino.
Chino.
I mean,
Mm.
it is.
It is weird to hear an album and think this could use less Chino. It's a weird thing to think.
I want to hide his vocals in the mix.
Mhm.
The way that they stick out, they really stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, I wrote in my notes that these are not my favorite vocals from him here. I and that they're very sleepy, and that really this is team sleep. This is team sleep right
This
here.
is real
Like
cheap.
we sleeping, we sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now we've just got the guy on the bow of a sleepy
mhm,
fishing vessel
that's right.
passively wink.
Yeah, this is God damn it. This
all,
is
all these songs will have somebody masturbating. If
unbelievable.
you can't, if you haven't guessed,
If you haven't guessed yet,
I'm
Matt's
gonna
got it there.
shoehorn somebody jerking off a song.
So Matt, there's a comment from Joey 2727 on songmeanings.com who just wants to tell you about a bunch of misplaced lines and how they're missing words, and I just appreciate that. He posted this on July 3rd, 2013 at at 12:13 a.m. middle of the
Wow.
night, and he's like, "Excuse me, the word goodbye needs to be here." I Rage Turtles, February 24th, 2014, at, I believe this is 7 o'clock in the evening. These lyrics on record are all incorrect and misplaced. The song goes like this and then doesn't say anything. And then 5 minutes later says, speaking of incorrect lyrics, replace all the we's in my comment with we are, and you have the correct lyrics. It's like, my man, delete your account. I don't know what to tell you, buddy. Things aren't looking good for you. Matt, if you don't have any other,
For
oh,
you.
please.
And the question really is, so Koi no Yokin comes out 2012.
Hmm.
This comes out 2013.
Hmm.
What were Deftones doing? Because I imagine that they were touring Koi no Yokin. I guess I'm wondering, like, how did this album get made?
It looks like it was made. If I have the correct info, correct info, correct. They started recording stuff in 2011, so it sounds like he was recording it concurrently with the Deftones record. And but it says Chino recorded his vocals at Aaron Harris's house. So it's not like he recorded them somewhere else and mailed them in. So I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess he was just making it work at the same time. I mean, I will say that after Koi no Yoken, they don't put another Deftones record out for 4 years. So, but I mean, they did a brief, like I went on setlist FM. They did a Palms did a brief tour, but it was like, yeah, like 20 dates maybe, and then they were done. They haven't toured since.
I mean, because the thing is, as we approach the end of the album, because we've only got 2 tracks left, I'm really looking for context here.
Mhm.
If Chino just did this for fun, I mean,
It
cool.
sounds like he's having a blast.
But it doesn't. It sounds like this is a fucking drag. Do we know ISIS? Are you an ISIS person? Have you heard ISIS?
Don't know
I've never heard him.
don't know it. Don't know
Should
a thing about him.
we drop into some ISIS here?
If we, I guess we should. Let's get a little context. Let's get a little context. See what's going on. See what ISIS sounds like.
All right, here we go. This is ISIS, the artist. And okay, so everything's before this album. This is from the album. Wow, they put out a lot of records. And it looks like they got back together or they kept making music. I don't know.
They have a
This
one-off reunion. They did a one-off reunion in 2018.
this is from what looks like one of their earlier albums called Panopticon. And this is a song called In Fiction. So let's check it out. Okay, so this tracks.
Yeah.
Chino likes this.
He's
I
like,
mean, really, this feels like I'm on my N64 playing, GoldenEye, but okay.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, this is very, yeah, I could see, yeah, I'm going down this hallway, trying to find a door. I'm trying
In
to
a
find a
secret
pass.
base. Yep.
Yeah, just trying to find a pass key, just trying to get through. Yeah, this is honestly, I'm gonna say this. Palm's a little bit better than this. This is really snoozy. This is
All right, let's fast forward. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm getting context at least. Like, all
I'm
right.
getting kind of, and you know what? The thing is that I know there's some people listening who say, Lauren, Matt, you guys are not really giving this music a fair shake. And I want to say that Matt is hearing all these songs for the first time. I listened to the Palms album 3 times in full. I want to confirm that. But I know what you're also saying is that, Matt, Lauren, what you guys really need to do is go out to the middle of the desert in just a trench coat and crank one out to the sunset. And listen, no, I'm not going to. Matt, he's thinking about it. I am saying no.
Can't we have one of our classic men getaway, Lauren? That we've always talked about it.
This is
We
Matt.
have
Matt, this
one
is
of
what
our man getaway.
Matt, this is why Jenny quit the show. Okay, shit like this.
Oh yeah, this is why.
This is why.
The woman who is 10 times dirtier than both of us
This is true. This is true.
really got wigged out by my jack off talk.
Jack off talk. Is Jack off talk?
Whoa, I'm in. Ting, ting.
No, no. All right, Matt. We got 2 left.
We do. We do.
We do have 2 left.
So
Matt.
before we do that, I
Yeah.
need to ask: is this album respectful of our time?
So shockingly, Matt, it's funny you ask. This album clocks in at 46 minutes and 56 seconds.
But it's only 6 songs, Lauren.
It's 6 songs. The shortest song is the next one, which is 5 minutes and 44 seconds, and the longest song is 9 minutes and 57 seconds. So you can do the math. These boys are in for the long haul. Yeah, this is a long one. So yeah. So next up is a song called "Tropics."
Just a guy jerking off in a coconut tree.
Jesus Christ.
Now I just like that the bit is disappointing you with where
I'm so upset about it now.
Probably my personal favorite track on there.
Interesting. Well, I mean, this is one. I mean, I envisioned Chino on the beach. We have a lot of, waves, sand imagery going on in there, talking about the shore, the light over the sea. Sure. Chino on the beach. I don't know. This one veered way too close to easy listening for me. There are no comments on songmeanings.com. Everyone was like, self-explanatory. It's in the tropics. The thing though is that this is like the most, I don't know, banal tropics related song. I don't know if you're talking the tropics. Let's get a reggaeton beat, man. Let's get like some action going on. When I think of the tropics, I'm not thinking.
I mean, it's a sleepy ass song, like
sleepy ass song. Yeah. So once again, I do believe that there is a connection here to Chi's injury and his death. I mean, it's just, oof, just so chill.
Too chill. Just too chill.
You might need to be in a specific kind of mood for it, or you might need to be mad.
When you're so chill that you forgot to turn on the vocal effects.
Mm-hmm.
You're too chill.
Yeah.
All we have is reverb. Perfect.
Well, then that, Matt, brings us to the last song on the album, which is called Antarctic Handshake.
You'll never guess where the guy's masturbating in this song.
The worst possible location.
It's kind of like that kid in 3 Men and a Baby, or that scene in the kid in 3 Men and a Baby, right?
Baby?
No. That can't believe this is how old I am. There's a scene in 3 Men and a Baby where the camera pans quickly and there is a kid by the window with the silk over him. And they're always like, it's a haunted kid. It's a dead kid.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. Then it's a cardboard cutout of dead Ted Danson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, listen, Matt, I was never fooled Because as you know, ghosts aren't real. So
Forgot.
I'm certainly not afraid of the ghost in 3 Men and a Baby.
It's like The Ring. You're gonna get a phone call, Lauren.
What's the ghost up to in a 3 Men and a Baby? Oh, he's just ruining the shot. Don't worry about it. To live a full life, Matt, or to not live a full life. In this case, we think it's a child. So it's a child. A child dies early. A tragedy. A tragedy.
The
Matt.
worst thing that can happen. Yeah.
And he goes to, and clearly, he does not evaporate. There is an afterlife here. In this situation, whatever the afterlife is possessed of, whatever sort of higher being has created this, who decides where you go, says to this little kid, you don't get to go to the next dimension with us. You don't get to go to heaven. Stay on Earth, ruin the shots in 80s comedies. That's what I need you to do. And he's, that's it. And he's, that's it. That's your job. Become a part of trivia. Doesn't make any sense. Ghosts aren't real.
He's in a ice hut jerking off.
Well,
anyway,
actually, Matt, according to the lyrics, from what I can tell, he's in a whale.
He's in the belly of a whale. He's Jonah, ain't it?
He's in a whale. He's inside.
The ultimate jerk off experience.
Matt, you know what? I'm just gonna read these lyrics to you, and then you can go wherever way you want to go. Inside of the whale, I come to you, and now it's your turn. Your turn to evaluate all those times you let go. Outside, I've let you in. Through the years, it's time to let go. The two of us at the end, off the grid. Arms first, arms first. Now you know it's time to let go. Let go. It's time to let go. Now the sentimental person will say, this sounds to me like dealing with the passing of Chi. If you're Matt Nas,
you're rubbing one out in the belly of a sperm whale.
You know what? Imagine that whale's talking to other whales. It's like, I just ate a guy. And one whale says, is it a normal guy or did you eat a pervert? Is he jerking off at you right now? And then he's, oh no, gross. That is the worry of any. That's the thing that they don't really talk about in Jurassic Park or anything like that. You know, that's why they always gut them and then eat them. They don't eat you whole. You know, because it's that worry. If you swallow a pervert whole, he's
gonna rub one out. Yeah, don't. I'm sure there's a whole Attack on Titan
whole subplot.
Oh yeah, the what is it called? The fucking porn animation goes nuts for it.
Hentai?
There we go. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Busted.
Busted. I knew the answer.
I laid the track and you walked right in.
I walked right into that one. Matt, this is a 2-part song. The second part at 5 minutes, you get basically a different kind of sleepy guitar stuff. So
let's check that out.
Sure.
Hey, let's talk over that. Dude, I got the best footage at Joshua Tree. I'm gonna make a movie, dude. I got the perfect song to put under it.
Yeah, man.
It's called Antarctic Handshake by Pauls.
Cool, dude. You know what? You know what an Antarctic handshake is, right?
Oh, this is where you jerk off in a sperm whale?
It's where you take an ice pack out of your freezer, put it on your dick.
Thank you for joining me, Lauren.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I couldn't leave you out there all by yourself.
Very alone all episode.
I didn't want you to feel all alone on Jerk Off Island. I needed to join you there.
Appreciate you.
You're welcome. Matt, on songmeanings.com, we do have some comments. JC Gofredo on March 25th, 2014 at 5:45 a.m. said, for me, this is about closure. Yeah, that's it. I don't know. JC Gofredo.
Hey man, believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself. You were everything was moving for you and then you just gave up. Don't give up. Joey 2727 is back once again, July 3rd, 2013 at 12:25 in the morning, said Inside the Whale makes perfect sense, and then linked to a Wikipedia page to Inside the Whale. So when you click that, Inside the Whale is an essay in 3 parts written by George Orwell in 1940. It is primarily a review of Tropic of Cancer by Henry Miller, with Orwell discoursing more widely over English literature in the 1920s and 1930s. The biblical story of Jonah and the whale is used as a metaphor for accepting experience without seeking to change it. Jonah inside the whale being comfortably protected from the problems of the outside world. I don't know if that's true, but you do have tropics in another song title.
Mm-hmm.
The idea that Chino sat down with the other boys in Palms and said, I was reading this George Orwell 3-part essay and I got some ideas. And they said, sure, why not? You're Chino. Let's do it up.
Yeah.
And, then
Trust
one,
me, it does not impact how we write songs at
Yeah.
all.
Now, Crowned Terror, December 27th, 2016. And I want to say this is like 10:19 in the evening, said, the haunting delay just places you out in the ocean. Nothing is all you see. Death is imminent. You think of all your regrets, but in the end, you come to peace with the watery tomb you find yourself surrounded in. And this was labeled my interpretation. Crown Terror? That's straight up spooky.
Spoopy even.
Spoopy, even. Yeah, absolutely. A watery grave? No one wants that.
Oh, please.
Mm-mm.
Of all the graves, the watery grave?
No one wants water. For one, no one's going to visit you.
No.
No, it's not the same.
The fiery grave, nobody can visit you.
No.
Icy grave, nobody wants to visit you.
Yeah, but at least they know where to go. Yeah,
Grave,
but
you don't want to go there either, but that's where we're all heading, baby.
That's right. That's right. By the
We
way,
talk right at
the end, just a little bit about mortality.
about us all shuffling off this mortal coil.
Matt, it's important that we do mention that death comes for us all, and we just need to be ready to confront that.
Yep.
And but in the meantime, you got to find yourself a sunset and crank it to it, baby.
Ropes.
Matt, that's Palms by Palms, and this has been the most disrespectful analysis we've ever done. And now
That's why I started the whole thing with
That's right, Matt. Matt, since this is Side Project Summer, we now ask the question, is this album ego or essential? I'm going to start with you.
All right. I know you cannot have listened to the last hour and been like, oh, these guys are going to say this is essential. No, it's not. Is it ego? I think is the more interesting question. I don't think so. If he is honestly and truly doing this for fun, but also taking a moment to address the loss of a band member, a person important in his life, and that is truly what he's doing, then he's doing the work. And if that helped him, I don't think that's ego. I think that's great. As a listener to music, I still would say that it's not essential to his oeuvre, to his whole collection of music.
All right.
But if it unlocks something that allowed him to continue to do the type of music that he wanted to do and that we enjoy from him, then maybe it is essential, but it's much more of a personally essential than the larger catalog of music essential for me to hear. This does not feel like the hey, look at me show. This feels much more like no, I'm interested in doing this and I'm going to give it an earnest swing. As a listener, it misses, which makes me say not essential, but if it helped him, then it is essential to his progression as an artist, and not every piece of an artist's work is going to be their best work. It's fucking possible. So that's where I leave it.
Man, I agree with you. I think that this is a work where he's trying something, he's pushing out there. It doesn't feel, if it's indulgent at all, it's indulgent in a way of it doesn't feel, it feels like this is for me. This is for
Yes.
me, and this is for me, and this is for my fandom of the boys in ISIS, and I'm meeting them. I'm meeting them in the middle. I'm getting this out. I'm handling this situation. This is me once again interpreting it as I want to. That it's
Right,
about
but
the
if it
chief.
was if it was an ego thing, it wouldn't be on Ipecac Records.
Right.
Like
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It doesn't, yeah, it doesn't have that. I mean, yeah, they're not really in the music videos. It feels, yeah, it feels personal in that way where it's, yeah, I'm going to work some things out. I'm going to deal with some things on this one, and I'm going to stay in this specific lane. If you're a Deftones person, if you're a Crosses person, this is not, this is probably not for you. It's not, it feels very much like it's for Chino. He wanted to make this, and whether or not we're on for the ride is not his concern.
yeah.
Not his concern. And that's fine. That's fine. And so you can either meet him there, you can say, I'm not there for it, or you can just pull your hug out and crank
Rip it.
out, rip it. There it is. So that's Palms by Palms. And man,
Just want to listen to some cigaros for the next 20 minutes.
I think I need to listen to, I don't know, some Fugazi for 20 minutes. I need to get my heart rate up. Yeah. But thank you so much, everybody who wanted us to do Chino side projects, because you're getting them, baby. And we got one more left.
We
And
do.
we're not going to do it next week. We're going to do something, or in 2 weeks, we're going to do something else, but we will complete this shortly. And listen, are we having a blast?
I
We're
think
still having a
so.
blast. We're having a blast, baby. We're having a blast.
Got a lot of bonus bits today.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that does bring us to the end of another episode of Roach Coach. Thank you so much for listening. Keep saying hello to us online: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. We're on all those. Send us an email, roachcoachpodcast@gmail.com. And support the Patreon, patreon.com/roachcoachpodcast. The Pact, it's ongoing. Check it out. And until next time, Matt, thank you.
Roach Coach.
Podcast.
Hot all day. This is the Roach Coach.
Podcast.
All day, every day.